Hi everyone! In this video we are going to look at Milani's brand new Cheek Kiss liquid blushes. These liquid blushes are being released in 6 different shades, and I will be swatching for you all 6 of those colors, as well as showing you video footage of several of the shades applied to the cheek so that you can see practically how they apply and work. So if that's of any interest to you, then make sure you keep watching. Subscribe to the channel by hitting that red subscribe button and hitting the notification bell. Follow Allura Beauty on Instagram. And if you haven't seen the last video, that was a wear test, review, application, etc. of CoverGirl's new Clean Fresh foundation and makeup items. So if you're at all interested in any of those, then I'll link that video for you in the upper right hand corner for you to check out. All right, let's get looking at Milani's new Cheek Kiss liquid blushes. These are currently available to purchase through Ulta. As always, I'll put a link in the description box below to where you can find them online if that's how you would like to buy them, and a link to Ebates, or now Rakuten, which is a program that gives you cash back on any online shopping purchases you make. These are retailing for $9.99 each. Milani says about these blushes, because you shouldn't need a crush to make you blush, give your cheeks the perfect kiss of color with this ultra blendable and buildable, lightweight, creamy liquid formula. Infused with skin-loving ingredients like pomegranate, rose extract, and watermelon, this easy-to-apply, multi-use formula leaves just the right amount of color on cheeks or lips. And yes, in this video you will see how these apply to my lips too. The product is vegan and cruelty-free and made in Canada. They suggest in terms of application that a little goes a long way, and to dab a small amount of the product onto the apples of the cheeks and blend upwards using the fingertip, face brush, or damp beauty sponge. Just a quick note about the ingredients here. You know that on this channel we do not like fragrance or alcohol in our skincare and makeup products. So when you look at the ingredients for this product, there is listed kind of towards the latter half of the ingredients list, Rosa centifolia flower water. I just want you to know that that is rose hip. It's not just rose oil. So it's not the fragrant component. It's actually categorized as a plant extract or antioxidant. So I don't want you to interpret that as a fragrant rose scent being added to the product. So you have opaque squeeze tubes with reflective gold caps here, but they do try to give you an indication of what the shade is like inside with this ombre color on the packaging. Then you have the name and color shade number on the front. And for the price, you get 0.37 fluid ounces or 10.8 milliliters of product. When you unscrew the caps and uncap these, you will see a pointed, I wouldn't say super narrow, but definitely narrowed applicator tip in here. So since we can't actually see the color inside the tube, I'll go kind of quickly. We start 110 Nude Flush, then we'll go to 120 Pink Flirt, 130 Cheeky Coral, 140 Rose Romance, 150 Wine Glow, and 160 Berry Smooch. All right, let's start with 110 Nude Flush. And this is described as a warm nude. All right, I had to adjust a little bit there. Going back to blending this in. I want to make this swatch a little larger, so I'm going to add a little more product. Blends out really nicely over the skin. Maintains good color. $120 is Pink Flirt. And this is described as it's described as a watermelon pink, but I've never seen watermelon that's this pink before. It's just a very bright, more bubblegummy colored pink. I'm gonna add a little more product. I'm trying to match it to the first shade as much as possible. And we have 130 Cheeky Coral, This is described as a bright coral. It's, I don't know if I'd call it, well, I guess it would be a very orange-based coral. I think this is bordering on like a tangerine orange shade. Again, blends out very nicely over the skin. Very much in contrast to those CoverGirl cream blushes that I reviewed earlier in the week. 140 Rose Romance, described as a rosy pink. Oh, this is a really pretty color. That orange one, super fun too. Now these definitely have a, I would say like a gel cream texture to them. $150 is Wine Glow. This is described as a warm wine. Warm, deep nude color. And 160 Berry Smooch, described as a raspberry shade. I'm really impressed by the pigmentation of these. They are really pleasant to work with in terms of blending them. They maintain really good color through the blending process. All right, there are your 6 shades. What a world of difference in terms of how these look and how you can work with them compared to the CoverGirl ones. Those last 4 are still a bit shiny, whereas the first couple are not so much. So I'm gonna let these sit for a minute and check back in with you. All right, here are the 6 shades after letting them set. I really like this formula so far. Obviously, we need to apply them, see how they function, practically speaking, but look at how much color is maintained even through blending them out, and they are pretty freaking smooth. Obviously that was just me using my finger and awkwardly trying to blend them out on my arm for the video, but they look quite promising. They have just a slight sheen. There's mica in the formula, so there is a sheen to them, but there's no obvious shimmer or glitter, and it doesn't look greasy or oily on the surface. And I want to do a swipe test real quick. Yeah, these adhere pretty well to the skin. They aren't just a cream formula, they have some sort of like thinner gel cream type of feel to them, and they set well into the skin. So also promising for that long wearing quality. So I ended up testing out 2 different shades because I wanted to make sure that it wasn't just a fluke with one shade either applying nicely or not nicely depending on how it went. So I chose kind of a deep shade and then a more kind of everyday natural shade. And I have to say, the application was straightforward. I didn't feel frustrated with trying to blend and buff and layer. I wasn't having to battle splotchy, uneven patches that I was trying to cover up or blend out or somehow figure out a way to make it not look like a hot mess. This is the way cream blushes should be if they are good, in contrast to some other cream blushes that we've experienced. I don't detect any sort of fragrance or scent on these. Just a joy to work with. You can build them up if you want more strong color. You can sheer them out if you want something more subtle. And they maintain that good color if you want to have that pigmentation coming through. So with both of the shades, I had a really good experience, positive application. I ended up wearing these throughout the day, and the color maintained itself very well throughout the day. It wasn't like I applied it and then 2 hours later I saw significant fading. It wasn't like that. The color stayed strong. I really like that gel texture that is simultaneously kind of one with the skin while not skimping on the pigmentation. So in terms of cheek application and it working as a liquid blush, these definitely get a thumbs up from me. As far as the claims about these blushes being skin loving or having great ingredients for your skin, I don't really put that much value into that. If you look at the ingredients, it's basically very standard cosmetic ingredients. There are a couple of fruit or plant extracts, but they're at the very end of the ingredients list, so it's a very small amount that's in these blushes. As for applying these to the lips, they feel pleasant because that gel texture is weightless and actually feels pretty moisturizing on the lips. It also is kind of a strange feeling on the lips because I don't think that's exactly what it was intended to be for. And I will say that the colors show some unevenness when you try using them on the lips. Certainly doable, the colors still come across really nicely, and they do have a nice set to them on the lips too. Just don't know if this is really the formula that is for that kind of purpose. But if you wanted something like a monochrome look and you wanted to match the cheeks to the lips, absolutely these would work for both purposes. All right, so those are my thoughts on Milani's new Cheek Kiss liquid blushes. Please let me know what you think in the comments section below, especially if you've already been able to test these out, what your experience has been, how you like them compared to other liquid blushes that you may have tried, or any other thoughts that you have. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. I hope that this video was informative and fun to watch. As always, thank you for taking time out of your day to watch these videos, and I'll see you in the next one.